Welcome to lesson 1.2. So lesson 1.1, we talked about linear measure and the additive property AB plus BC equals AC. So now today we're going to talk about, okay, if B is the midpoint, so if that spot in the middle is the midpoint, then what happens? So a few things happen with that. So if B is the midpoint of AC, so you can look at this number line right here. So if B is the midpoint, it's halfway, then AB equals BC. Okay, now from that we can kind of come up with a few other components of what that looks like. So AC is 2 of AB or 2 of BC. Because they're equal, it just means you can multiply one of them by 2 and that would give you the whole thing. Or you can say AB is 1/2 of AC or BC is 1/2 of AC. So those are all of the little relationships that come when B is the midpoint. So for example, if AB is 4.3, so if AB is 4.3, so right here is 4.3, and we know B is the midpoint, then BC equals 4.3, and AC is 2 times 4.3, so it would be 8.6. Okay, so again, remember, if that point in the middle, in between A and C, is the midpoint, then that means both segments are equal. So A to B is the same thing as B to C, okay, because midpoint is just halfway. Okay, so, excuse me, first thing we're going to look at is finding the midpoint on a number line. Some of you may have done this before. It's not a super complicated thing, but we're still going to kind of look at it. So if I am asked to find the midpoint on the number line between A and B, all you have to do is find halfway. So I'm going to count 1 space, 1 space, 1 space, 1 space, up. And so each one, this is in between. This is the middle. So the midpoint of AB would be 25. Okay. Now, if you have something like the next one where you have two numbers but nothing's in between it, like number tick wise, then all you have to do is add them together and divide by 2. So -1 plus 0 divided by 2, that's -1/2. And if you want to make it a decimal, you can. So the midpoint of AB is -1/2. Okay. Okay, so then this one is just, the next section's a little bit more of an application. Really, we're going to probably hang out in the third section more than anything because that's kind of your level of application for midpoint. Okay, so if B is the midpoint of AC, find AC and BC. So because B is the midpoint, then I know AB is congruent to BC. So BC is equal to 12. Okay, and then all I know, since they're equal, AC is 2 times 12, so AC is 24. Okay, so then the next one, kind of the same thing. AB is 3.4, so BC is going to be 3.4, and AC is 2 times 3.4, which is 6.8. Okay? Okay, now, this next one. If B is the midpoint of AC, solve for X. So we're going to solve for X. Now, this is where you have to pay attention, because if you don't, if you just take the X and put it equal, you're going to set it up wrong, okay? So remember, 2 of AB is equal to AC, right? So that's going to be 2 times 6x equals 36. If you just put 6x equals 36, you've got it wrong. Okay? So then that's 12x equals 36. So x equals 3. Okay? And then sometimes they may ask you, okay, now find AB, and you would just plug it in, and 6 times 3 is 18. Okay? Okay. So now, let's look at this next one. If B is the midpoint, you know that AB is equal to BC. They're the same, right? AB equals BC. So you're literally going to set these two segments equal to each other. So 4x minus 10 equals 2x plus 38. And now I'm just solving for x. So I'm going to subtract 2 on both sides, 2x on both sides. So 2x minus 10 equals 38. Then I'm going to add 10. So 2x equals 48. So x equals 24, because 48 divided by 2 is 24. Okay, so that is it for this lesson. Thanks for watching.